What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to some more SpockPlays here on the Holodeck Hour. Today, we are playing a little bit more of that Toge goodness. This is Initial D Special Stage for the PS2. I have played Toge Shikai on the channel a few times. Oh, we do not want this to start. Oh my gosh, please stop. So, I've been meaning to play this for a hot minute now, and if you notice, the menu's in English, and if you know anything about this game, it is only in Japanese. It was never localized, but thankfully there is a translation patch that is out there if you are interested that you can apply, and you can play it a little bit easier for non-native Japanese speakers. So we're just going to be playing, typical Holodeck Hour goodness, just kicking it in some arcade mode, doing a little bit of downhill battling with our drift missiles. This game's pretty fun. It is, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, it is a port of Battle Stage 3, which was the arcade version. Let's just jump into the options so I don't get punched back to the menu. And if you have had the opportunity to play any of the battle stages or the PSP version, which might be Battle Stage 2, or the PlayStation 1 game. The PlayStation 1 game is actually not a port of the arcade game. It's its own thing. Still pretty fun, though, although I don't know if there's a translation patch for that. But yeah, I love playing these games. There's actually an arcade near me that has Arcade Stage 0 that I go and I play every once in a while. I've actually played through like the entire Battle of the Mountain or whatever the story mode is, and I've really enjoyed it. So, I love me some sideways car action and thought we would check out this translation patch of Special Stage. So, let's see, navigation. We can do the cup. That is very cool. We're just going to stick to the defaults for now. Yes, and if we can get out of the menu, there we go. So yeah, we're just going to be doing some arcade mode. If there's enough hemming and hollering, I'd love to play through the story mode, but they're all fairly the same. They just kind of walk through like the first 4 seasons of Initial D. Arcade, the Arcade Zero, whatever it is, our Battle Stage 0, Infinity 0, something like that, Infinity, whatever it is. The latest one actually does go up to, I want to say, seasons 5 and 6. But I have seen most of Initial D. I've just been going through and finishing. I never really watched 5 and 6. I'm almost done with 5 now. And I haven't watched too much of 6, so I'm not sure of that stuff. But I know that the arcade, the current edition, actually does have some stuff from MF Ghost as well. If you haven't heard of MF Ghost, it's like the spiritual successor to Initial D, and the driver is using a 8.6 still, but it's a GR86, or a Subaru BRZ, or a Scion FRS, whatever you want to call it. Which is near and dear to my heart because I actually have a BRZ and I love my car. So let's see. What do we want to choose for our arcade battles? Oh, it's such a hard choice. I feel like I always go Skylines. I love me some Skylines. Arc 7's also a blast. We'll stick to the classic. Let's do an R32. Yeah, blacked out. This is what, Emperor from the Night Kids, if I'm not mistaken, or Team Emperor or the Night Kids guy. I forget his name. Does it have his badge on it? No, but we can choose a kit. Let's see. What do we want to do? So this has NKs, Fujitsubo. This got 6 parts. This has 5. We'll stick with option B. Okay, so this, I get it. So this is his kit in the show. Yeah, we're gonna do this a little bit more fun. And then our Japanese name. I don't remember any of my katakana or hiragana. This is hiragana, but let's just do E, U, A, O. All the vowels. Save Crown the Garage? Nah. So in these games, if I'm in the store, or if I'm playing it elsewhere that has a 5-speed or a 6-speed H pattern shifter available. I usually do manual, but I'm playing on controller today because the PS2 doesn't play too great with my wheel. And usually you're in like 4th or 5th gear the entire time anyway, so we're just going to do that. We could do... These are stages to choose from. Yogi, Usi, Akagi, Akina, Hapogahara, or Irohazaka. Irohazaka's the one that has the 1,000,000 turns. Akina's the classic. Usi's a little too basic. Miyogi's also kind of basic. Akagi's pretty fun. I think we'll just go through 1 or 2 of these. Let's start with Akagi. We got Kyoko, who, if you remember, is obsessed with Keisuke from the series. We have Kenta, who's on the Red Suns, Keisuke on the Red Suns, and then we have his brother Ryosuke. So we'll start with Kyoko, who also drives a blacked out RX-7 FD. So that's just her telling Keisuke how much she loves him and that she wants to be with him, but Keisuke is a bad boy, and he doesn't got time for a girl. All he's got time for is racing fast. We can actually... we'll sit through the next one. I love the way that this game looks. So it's actually upscaled a little bit, which is pretty nice. And so you can race in 3rd person or 1st person. For me, just due to the way that the physics in this game works, I find 1st person a little bit easier just because when you're in 3rd person, the way that the body roll works for me is not super conducive to fast racing. Oh, man. But in the show, she's a pretty good driver. Keisuke just, you know, he's a bad boy. He just doesn't got time for that. No time for girls, just time for rubber and gasoline. We are blowing past her, though. R32 on an uphill climb might have a little bit of an advantage. I forget in the show if... I want to say hers is turboed. I can't remember. I don't think Keisuke's is turboed. I could be wrong. They might both be turboed. But we are absolutely crushing her here. You have to get used to the brakes screeching as the classic sound from this generation of the Initial D arcade racers. And there we go. Nice clean turn. Yeah, so not so much in this game, a lot more in the newer ones, although you can still see it here. Usually the way it works is kind of like Ridge Racer, where if you tap the brakes and then turn and then let go of the accelerator, or take your foot off the throttle, you will get a bit of a lock-in to the drift itself, which makes it a little bit more arcadey. It's like there, I just didn't get drop my speed enough to do it, but that's usually how it works, and we are absolutely blowing past her. So this is a good warm-up to make me look like I'm a champ, which I will never complain about. But these games are great. Like, the tracks, it's funny. You can play a lot of them in stuff like Assetto Corsa. I think they have a few of them in... Yeah, definitely not enough there. I don't know if there's an e-brake button either. I don't think there is in this version. I think you just have a brake. There's no... Actually, I mean, now that I say that, there's no e-brake either in Infinity Zero. Oh, man, it's going to drive me nuts. Infinity Stage Zero, something like that, or Arcade Stage Zero, something like that. I think the last one was 8 Infinity, something like that. I know. I should know better. I really didn't get into the arcades. I didn't have really access to any of these machines up until about 3 or 4 years ago when we had a Japanese-themed arcade kind of move into town, and they have Wangan Midnight 6, I think, and they have this, and then they also have some other stuff that uses the Sega card system. I think it's like AIME is the name of their like card system. They actually have a card terminal there, and you can play stuff like Mini Me or any of the other like rhythm games and stuff that uses that Sega card, which is pretty cool. So we just crushed it. We're the best mountain racer that's ever lived. Also, that was a very easy warm-up, so. All right, we don't need to save that replay. I don't need to remember our victories or spoils. So another thing I'll mention, you probably have noticed it by now, is I don't got the music running on this. I've noticed that pretty much anybody who uploads any videos of this game mutes it. So this is her being sad. We'll hold that thought. She's very sad. We beat her. Now Keisuke isn't going to love her, although that's not the case anyways. That's alright, Kyoko. You're still a great racer. Everybody still appreciates you. Alright, now we gotta race Kenta. That's interesting, this is a what do you call it? He's saying, I'm part of the Red Suns. He's racing GTR as well. He just wants to race us. He thinks that he can beat us. But yeah, it's funny because in the show, when Kenta first races Takumi, it's during a night race in the rain. And he thinks that he can win because of it, but he doesn't realize that Takumi is a G. He is a big G. Nice dreamy picture of, I guess, Ryosuke. I feel like every single picture I see of Ryosuke Takahashi, he looks different. I feel like he looks different in every season, every episode, and every single piece of media. He looks completely different. But that's just me. In seasons 1 and 2, he looks pretty straightforward, but I feel like in the later seasons he doesn't. But so I guess finishing on some of those pending thoughts as we pull ahead of Kenta here. Yeah, so because all the music is licensed by Avex, who are like the makers of the games and stuff like that. Stuff like Speedy Speed Boy and what is it? Gosh, all the Marco Polo stuff, and just other songs used from the show usually get copyright struck, so I just am taking the precaution and not including the original background music from the game, just so that we can enjoy this together without me having all of the audio muted. But I may put a backing track in with just like royalty-free Eurobeat, just to keep the theme alive, similar to what I did for the Toge Shikai videos. We are crushing it here. So yeah, that's why the music's not playing. It's just unfortunate that we live in an era where copyright strikes are bountiful. Video games, I feel like I shouldn't be it, man. Like, nobody's watching that video being like, ooh yeah, I'm gonna rip this music with all these sound effects in the background and listen to it over and over. People have been doing that forever, man. Freaking had a tape recorder back in the day and just rip stuff right off the radio. But different time era. The Walkman, nonetheless. Anyways, I don't even know if I finished the thought earlier, but usually, yeah, so with the games, I've just noticed that, like, it's way more comfortable to do automatic over manual. Just a little bit faster. You can still downshift like there. I just downshifted to a lower gear while you're in automatic, but this doesn't feel great to me. I much prefer with an H pattern shifter, and even in person, it's not a huge advantage, if I'm being honest. Usually you're just stuck around the same gear. And the newer ones, gosh, I mean, an arcade, the latest Initial D arcade cabinet, I feel like you can literally just stay in 5th gear the entire time. Sometimes you do have to drop it, but although we're not actually peaking out here, so we're staying in about 4th gear. When you actually race these tracks on like a sim or something like that, it's a totally different experience. Like, racing this in Assetto Corsa is probably my favorite way to experience some of these tracks. Modders have done a really good job of just moving these tracks over to the best of their ability from the different arcade stage games. And that's Kenta, man. That was an easy one. Into things like Assetto Corsa, and I mean, you're usually like in 2nd or 3rd gear with a lot of cars when you're flying downhill, but that is the ultimate way to play this. Yeah, I have recorded some of my rig runs on those tracks, but honestly, like in this game, you can just kind of run it, right? Like, we're just doing it here, we're flying through, you get a little bit of crash, but when you're in Assetto Corsa and stuff and you crash, it's a much bigger deal. Kenta is very surprised that we beat him, and he's wondering who we are. I'm assuming he's saying that we're the best. And he is swearing his revenge, or that we need to race Keisuke or something like that. I have no idea what he's saying. He said something about Keisuke-san. There's Keisuke. Something else about a GTR, Keisuke being a bad boy. Always the strong-headed, strong-willed racer. He's giving us the hard tells. It would have been cool if this translation actually was able to translate this text, but I think that it may... I don't know. With these translations patches, you can't translate stuff that's like baked into assets like videos and stuff like that that's pre-rendered, but if it has like a picture or the text is being loaded from a particular area, you can modify those assets directly, or it's a little bit different per system, but just depending on the console generation and like the format of the game, these translation patches become possible. One of my favorites of all time. Oh, Keisuke pulling way the heck ahead. All right, this is gonna be the first actual challenge. We're gonna have to draft him, and he is so much faster than us. Holy cow! All right, so we're on the uphill, so we should have the advantage. But we are going to already have to catch him, and I don't think we've messed up terribly so far. He is holding up to his name, that is for sure. Gosh, and him pulling away like this has completely emptied my brain of all thought. Dang, he's already put us on the back foot. I mean, what would you expect from somebody from Project D, right? Ooh, jeez, man. I'm like flooring it. I have foot all the way down. Little bumps there, but I'm not getting a ton of penalties for it. He's just kicking our butt. And our car's upgraded, jeez. Alright. Might need to be doing my drifting a little bit better. Alright, we're going to stop braking as much, and we're just going to let off the throttle through the corner and see if that helps. We have his distance in front of us. He's already 100 meters ahead, which is not great. In a traditional initial D battle, we would have... Okay, we definitely need to brake. We cannot just power slide through the corners. Yeah, he would have won in a cat and mouse race. It's like there we're doing pretty good. But up here, man, he is just disappeared. Holy cow, Keisuke. I mean, we need to change our car. I'm blown away. I can't believe it. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, these games are... Oh, Lord, please. Super fun. All of them have a little bit of different stuff, but at the end of the day, Initial D's been out of syndication for quite a while. So a lot of the content that you get, we're just getting a little bit closer to him because he's coming around the hairpin. We're getting an extension, but he's still kicking our butt. Absolutely kicking our butt. This is how Kyoko felt when she raced us. I know sometimes in these games, the enemy will slow down at certain parts of the track if, you know, like they aren't the best at it. I played through the PSP version a couple years ago, and man, that game is brutally hard. And I have 0%, or I should say rather, I have no clue how anybody would have beaten that game as intended. So we're going to finish, but we did get clocked. Just finished. Yeah, we still got clocked. I had no idea how anybody would have played that on the PSP with just like the very basic D-pad and the little, whatever you want to call that. It's not an analog stick. It's the same thing the 3DS has, that little weird knob you use for like analog stick type movement. I have no idea how anybody would have beat those games. They were unbelievably tough. All right, so Keisuke bodied us. Now he's going to rub it in. Let's battle him again. See if we can take it back. If he starts to pull away from us too fast, if that's Takumi, he looks insane. He looks absolutely insane. Very reminiscent of, I guess, his personality in the show, though, which is a bit of an airhead. All right, come on, man. We shouldn't be losing in a V-Spec 2 GTR R32. We should absolutely have this. But even off the line, he's way faster than us. And I'm not even braking here. I'm just following him through the corners. He has a very high difficulty, so it may just be the case that he's the better one. We're going to have to play on top here. Oh, gosh. That's the other really hard part about these games is getting past cars. I mean, it's like the story in any racing game is passing is the hardest thing. It's cornering, passing, and that's really it. And cornering is just all braking, so it's just the nature of the beast. But yeah, I mean, even here, you do slowly gain like speed the longer you go, right? So you see here, like I'm slowly picking up speed. Yeah, that corner is gonna absolutely eat us apart. Yeah, because now I have like a little bit of a penalty. Let me see if I downshift. No. A little bit of a penalty there. In Toge Shikai and other games, you get like kind of like an engine penalty, but that one crash may have just been enough because he's gonna kind of snowball off of that speed. I think you just really need to keep the speed super high and not drop. Yeah, no, he's gone. He is straight up gone. I honestly don't think it's the car. I think it's just that we don't need it. But let's do this. We got bodied. You win, KSK. Let's try a different car. See if we can beat him. I don't know what this mode looks like. We back out of the arcade mode. Tuning points. Ooh. Okay, we got some extra parts. It's upgrading the car for us. Next tuning, 2,400 points. Maybe we just need more points. Maybe our car's just not... Yeah, I know. You're really, really good. Let's do... So if we hit courses... Yeah, I'm coming back. So yeah, in arcade mode, you, like in these games, so does it show, yeah, that we beat them? Okay, so we can pop around. Let's go to Habokahara. Race Toru. Toru... Smiley Sakai. So this school is in Season 4 when they race. I want to say this guy was the professional rally driver. I don't remember who Toru is. And these guys are in the school that Tomoyuki comes from, I believe. They're kind of like on the other side of town and are pretty good. Race 1, I don't know what OB means. Oh, outbound versus inbound. So yeah, let's start with Toru. He's probably got some little spiel for us, telling us why we suck. Yep, they're all commenting on my GTR. I know, I am so unbelievably cool. I know, what are you gonna do? What's he saying here? Is there a prod team called Project D? I heard a rumor they were coming to my hometown. I want to know what kind of guys they are. I see, you don't know. Maybe they're just rumors after all. I shouldn't say this at this time. Won't you battle me? If you have to put it in front of Toro... Yeah, okay, that's where my Google Translate stopped. Here we got a picture of the Sill lady, and the girl's names, who I am forgetting off the top of my head. Something with an M. I think they both got names with an M. But they're really cool. They come back, I think, at some point, but I can't remember. We're racing a Mazda Miata. And we are taking off. Habokahara is a cool course, though. It's much harder than the other one. We got these initially tight turns. We should actually have like 0% problems with a GTR to beat this. But it's actually much more about just how heavy this car is. I've talked about this. Anytime I'm playing a downhill drifting game, a Toge battler, little ridge racing as they call it. I feel like I pick up a Nissan and talk about this car, just an absolute boat. And yeah, this game models that pretty much to the T as well. It's just a very heavy car, so you got to take that into account. But boys at the powerhouse. Taking it. Alright, so Toru's not really putting up too much of a fight, which I'm appreciative of, but it seems like so far it's either been an absolute wipeout by me or by them. Ooh, there we go. But even though this game... Oh, yeah, that's a tough turn. You can't jump the corners there. This is not Euro Hazaka. Alright. Not the best drifting in this. We're getting a bit more power slides than anything else. But we'll take it. Just a little bit of sliddy sliding through here. This map reminds me of, like... Ooh, gosh, that was terrible. Reminds me of North Carolina, honestly. Like, so there's some areas around the Blue Ridge that are very reminiscent of this, minus the kind of like very Japanese road infrastructure and barriers. Those do not, but the scenery and some of these turns definitely can. I wish... Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I figured something out. Hold up here. Did we just unlock the secrets? No, I don't think we unlocked the secrets. No secrets have been unlocked, but we're still trying to figure out how to properly nail these corners. It's a lot easier in the newer games. Ooh. You gotta be pretty tight in these ones. I love watching videos of like dudes just pulling up to there I did it. So I think it's just more about nailing it. You gotta apply the brake a little bit earlier than you think, just to get like full bite on your, rather to like maintain grip appropriately through the corner. Normally you don't want to maintain grip, but in the GTR you kind of do. But yeah, I love those videos of like just businessmen or salarymen. Oh, that wasn't good. Walking into like Sega Arcade, like early 2000s videos, sitting down at one of these machines, then absolutely like becoming like Takumi Fujiwara rather, or oh man, I had a perfect drift joke in my head and it disappeared. Keiichi Tsuchiya, just turning completely into Keiichi Tsuchiya when they sit down and like perfecting these courses and like getting the platinum times. That is something that is pretty fun to do. Is all right, so Tori's yelling at us again. It is pretty fun just to try and get like the best times. I don't know if this one has it. All right, so what's he saying to us? Why did I lose? Why am I losing? What on earth are you? I'm just a dude with a GTR. I'm going to welcome Aro. Okay. Come here again. That's my quick Google Translate as it's flashing by. These guys are funny. What do they got to say to me? Do you have any business with us at the Toto Academy? Hey, active players, come with us. I don't know if that's the right thing. Please stop this GTR. Please let me see. If Taki doesn't do it, then I will. Taiki doesn't do it, then I will. So this is a bit bothersome. If you lose, you'll be fined 100 yen. That's like $1. 100,000. Okay, that's better. That's actually what it is. Ha ha ha. 100,000 is like, well, that's fine. Doesn't matter what happens, I won't lose. I think you're gonna lose. Depends on how much faster you are than me. 100,000 yen is that's $1,000. So definitely don't want to lose this race to me, Daiki. But I'm not gonna go easy on you. I never do. Hopefully you go easy on me, though, so you make me look good in front of my internet friends. That's the more important matter here. No, man. Yeah, I really wish that they had... okay, so he's in a EK9 on a Civic Type R. Wish that these games were localized. There really isn't any. I think there might be one that's like partially... I want to say the PSP one actually is partially localized natively. But I don't know. Initial D is one of those things where it's like, I feel like it has such cultural impact in the car scene here, especially in America. I mean, if you're like a car guy and you're into JDM, I feel like you got into it because of either Gran Turismo or Initial D. And I mean, Gran Turismo has a ton of homages to Initial D in it. You know what I mean? There's always like a Panda Torino that you can drive, and a lot of other cars from the series, and there's even been some tracks on Hakone, but I don't know. For whatever reason, we never really got any of it over here. I mean, my first exposure to Initial D was, this could sound crazy, it was actually in elementary school. They used to do book fairs. Okay, there we go. That was a nice early break. So if we do it nice and early, we're learning. We can get it a little bit better. There we go. Not the best. Try not to lose too much speed through these corners. But yeah, they had a book fair, probably, gosh, I must have been in 2nd or 3rd grade. And it was like the first year that they had manga at the book fair amongst all the other stuff. And, you know, me just being a young kid looking at the cool title, not actually being into cars literally whatsoever. Saw it, but just thought it was cool, and it actually was like the proper translation of the manga volumes. So I picked up the first 2 or 3, brought them home, read it, loved it, and then forgot about it for like 15 years. And then really didn't get back into it again. Oh man, that was terrible. He is catching us very quickly. That was a better corner. We need to keep this advantage. Yeah, I just didn't really think about it up until probably about like 7 or 8 years ago. And it was just like, man, what was that one series about cars that was really sick? And then remembered and watched through the entire anime. And I've been trying to play the games wherever I can, but it just sucks that there's not like a proper, you know, Initial D. I mean, there's very, very few. I guess it's not very, very few. We're playing one right now, but there's like this game. There's the PS3 Initial D, which is another port, I think, of the arcade version. There's the PSP one. There is the PlayStation 1 game, which is fun on its own merits, but very, very simple. It would just be so fun to have something like Inertial Drift, for example, which if you're looking for something that scratches this itch, definitely recommend Inertial Drift. Definitely more arcadey than this, and this is still pretty arcadey. But it scratches that itch, and it's like super, super fun. You know, 144 FPS, whatever you want to sync your monitor to and stuff. And it's pretty good. And then obviously Toge Shikai, which you've seen on the channel, which is probably one of the closer ones. All right, so what's going on? It's not Jordan. I don't know what that means. I can't believe you lost. This is good enough to participate in a battle with the Toto Academy. What on earth are you? Who are you? I'm just a dude playing this game 20 plus years after its release. In English, this is Steve from the Blue's Clues, and we are now racing him. Sakai-san, please be careful. You know I won't let my guard down. Now that I know your strength, I'll get revenge for Taiki. Something about the Toto Academy. Intel R is impressive. I don't know what that means because it's a turbo. Probably think that a turbo with VTEC is a bad idea, right? You'll understand it if you try it. I mean, I don't know. It could be a bad idea. It depends on how it's implemented. There's a lot of Hondas with VTECs and turbos nowadays. So this is Smiley Sakai, a.k.a. Steve from Blue's Clues. Considering he's the third one and Keisuke absolutely bodied us as the third challenger, he might body us too. There's a good chance that our body hits the floor, Disturb style, in this race, but we'll let it rip. That looks like a scene from Battle Stage 3. All right, so he's got a DC2 Integra, the carbon hood. Very, very cool. He is Smiley, and yes, it seems like anybody who is on this third echelon of, what do you want to call it, racers for a given region, definitely pulls ahead of you a little bit, and then you got to kind of beat them as they lose speed through the corner. So we're just going to do the typical GTR thing, which is trying to maintain a bit more grip. Thing is that when I drop my speed through the corners, if I don't power slide enough, I'm just going to slam into it. So we need to keep an eye on the radar. But we've pulled ahead with our amazing skills. That was close. Managed to grip that there. Oh, man. Yeah, if this is somehow your first exposure to Initial D and you haven't seen it, man, you are missing out, but I don't think anybody. I feel like nowadays that if you're watching this type of stuff, you're somewhat familiar with the genre, but hey, it's fun regardless. These games are really cool. There's actually not a lot of games like this, at least that I'm super aware of. I say that, but there are definitely ones, and I'm totally going to get past here. He is up my rear. Slowly pulling ahead, but yeah, I just wish there was a proper Initial D English game. You can go and play the arcade ones, but you will definitely, yeah, I knew he was going to pass me there. That's the one corner that we keep getting bodied on, and that one will do it too. He definitely pulled it through there. Man, now he's laughing at us. Gosh, man. All right, we're going to have to Yeah, we need to avoid braking as much as possible, which is very hard because we end up just taking a ton of speed loss either way, rather than just like side dinking these corners. All right, this is the third sector. We have been competitive with him, but a couple of bad corners at all it needs to take it away from us. Let's see, so we come through here. We're slowly gaining speed. If I can snake the corners, we're just going to do some cheap stuff and fly past them there. Extremely realistic, right? Nothing wrong with that. Nobody saw that. I will say I was watching, I don't know what year it was, but I just throw on hot version onto like an alternate monitor sometimes and just kind of like let it run in the background while I'm working. I was watching the coolest one of the boys from Hot Version, so Keiichi Tsuchiya and his merry band of friends who come and race him. Hey, we pulled off the finish. Look at that. Smiling Sakai was easier than Keisuke. Which makes sense, because he probably would have beaten him if he didn't race him in the show. I can't remember if it was him or Takumi who raced him, but... Anyways. Here, let me get my phone ready. And we will... move right along. Getting points and we're getting some tuning stuff. I don't know if it actually applies though. Yeah, man, racing wipes my brain. Racing games or anything otherwise. All right, so let's see. Don't say anything. It's not your fault. Maybe you should contact your friend. Okay, so now they're talking about the guy who can. Anyway, I can't leave it just like this, so they want the rally racer to come race us. Don't think we won just against Todojuku like this. It's out of screen. Is it okay to cancel 1 million? I don't know what that means. Maybe it's talking about the money that they said they're going to be owned. So now they're calling in the big shot, the graduate, the man who is a professional racer, Tomiyuki. You guys lost? Tell me more. I see. I have no intention of racing on public roads against amateurs. Nani. Oh, I've clicked out of the wrong thing, so now we're just gonna have to guess what they're saying because I'm changing my keyboard. Mr. Mo, I see. I don't know if that's what he said. Nope. I'm losing it. No. But if I'm going to do it, I won't be going easy on a beginner. How big is the gap between professionals and amateurs? You guys should take a look. So yeah, he's a pro. Now we're racing him. Big theme of the show. Takumi. Racing various people who were pro or semi-pro or different stuff at that stage. Oh man, dreamy Takumi. What are you gonna do? Trying to remember where we were. I was in the middle of a thought there, but when the racing's good, all leaves my mind. He's also racing an EK9. This is probably gonna be a tough race if I had to venture a guess. Yeah, so I think I was just talking about how we need to maintain speed, to be honest. Oh, but now I remember. I remember where we were. We're back, y'all. My brain is working again. We were talking about Hot Version. Yeah, I saw it. Not even the most memorable thing to bring back. Oh, man, he is absolutely crushing us. We may have already lost just by not power sliding through those corners. But yeah, the Hot Version episode was so sick. It was just... them racing a whole bunch of different models of RX-7s down. It probably was... what's it called? It's not Gunma Sports Center. Gunmei Sports Center, I think. I'm forgetting it, but it's a very famous... They race there a lot in Hot Version. If you look up any of their videos and look at the sports center that they traditionally race at, it's there, and they have like bike trails and stuff like that. Prominent YouTubers like Nori Yaro and other people have like gone there and raced. It's a super narrow, pretty much just open toge that you can go race. Although it's like incredibly dangerous, and there's definitely like pretty big accidents there all the time. But super cool, exactly what you would expect in real life. And just watching them race these FDs. It literally looked like Initial D. I was so blown away. Because a lot of times I watch that stuff and I'm like, oh yeah, this is cool. But I just kept glancing over during work and I'm like, yo, some of these corners and turns that they are pulling off are absolutely out of a TV show that is going to absolutely crush our times. It sucks we can't cut the corners either, and figure out how to get a little bit more turn-in on some of these. Yeah, he's gone. And now he's talking smack. Oh, we were doing good there for a moment. I think if we would have held it together, we could have pulled it off. We might just try and restart this because there's no way we're going to catch him. I don't even think we're going to get to the checkpoint. Yeah. Let's run it back. All right, we're going to lock in Tomiyuki. I mean, honestly, this track is way more suited for a really tight hot hatch than it is for a big, bulky monster of a car. So we're able to take him here just because although these penalties are from smacking the wall. You can see my speed just does not increase as much as it can. It doesn't really show you. In some of the other games they do, but this one it doesn't. Okay. Yeah, just trying to figure out exactly how to pull off the drift, and maybe that here I'm doing it a little bit better, and maybe that I have to be holding a direction while I'm accelerating and holding down the gas. I'm not exactly sure. It's a little bit different in the newer ones. And Ridge Racer, which is nothing like this, you literally lock into all the turns just by letting off the gas at your corner. So like here, okay, that was a little bit better. But even there, let's see if we can block him. Nope, no, you're not getting through. You're not getting through. I'm defending. I'm the Minister of Defense. Leave me alone. All right, we held him up. Honestly, in the PSP one, you have to do that pretty heavily. He's got to defend super, super hard. All right, that was a terrible turn. He probably is going to pass us here. There, I threw it out too early. Yeah, he's gone. He is absolutely gone. He maintained way more speed through that corner than me. We might be able to power slide through this, though. A little ding is going to hurt us. And yeah, he's already 100 meters. Just, gosh. Reminds me so much of the PSP version. Yeah, those corners, man, I cannot get the car to slide. I mean, honestly, it's pretty accurate. I probably can't be going that fast into a corner like that, but it feels really bad to drop my speed this much, too. We should have him on the straights and stuff, but yeah. I remember playing through the PSP one, and then there was just one battle that, God, I had to save state. I can't even tell you how many times, just two. And this is actually the exact same area that we got to last time. So we're barely going to take the checkpoint, but he's gone. There's no way we're going to catch him. We would have to be max speed. Let's see if we can even come close to him just by, like, pretty much holding the throttle down max and pulling off the ultimate cutting of all time. So, like, you can see here, we are catching him slightly. We've recovered 40, 50 meters just by absolute, like, I'm not braking at all through here. I'm just sliding it. But there, we're going to take a ton of speed penalty. Although we are pretty close. I just can't drag the nose like that. Yeah. Right at time. We lose. You're too good for us. You're the professional driver. Oh, man. Still pretty good, though. It's interesting that you get these upgrades, too. In the arcade version, usually you can pick some stuff, and it kind of, like, maintains your session. Yeah, I know. Let's go back into some other courses. We're just out here having a good time. Yeah, I know. You're the best. I suck. I know. Let's see. I guess we'll do... Oh, God, I don't want to do an Euro Soccer run in this car. Let's just do Akina. I don't feel like Ikatani or Kenji is going to be particularly interesting, but Wataru is, like, insanely tough. We can give Wataru a try. I don't think we're going to beat Takumi. Takumi's probably, like, the hardest person to beat on Akina. Yep, I know. We have a GTR. What are you saying to me? I never thought we'd meet so soon. My name is Wataru. Is it worth going out to Akina after a long time? It's not just a GTR driver. I'm not a regular one. No matter what, you'll have to battle me. Everybody wants to race me because I got a GTR. I don't know what they say if you have other stuff. I feel like I always pick the GTR in these games, and they're always like, yo, you have a Nissan GTR. And then I proceed to lose. We should... Yeah, we'll do one more with this, and then I'll switch back. And we'll try... we'll do an FD. And we'll try some of the squirrelier tracks and see if we have a little bit more turning capability. Because, yeah, on the straights, absolutely will crush. On the hairpin turns, car is terrible under braking. Nature of the beast, though. It's how you learn. Now the different weights of cars and things like that. Hockey is a great track. I feel like this is the one that I know the most just because it's fairly similar in every single game that models it. Even, okay, there was terrible. Yeah, you just don't really get that nice kind of like drifting. Get off my butt. Get off my butt. You're not going to pass me. He's going to pass me. We were doing pretty good there, and actually, yeah, those speed bumps. See, I don't know if that's slowing me down per se, but yeah, we just don't get that nice crisp turn. I was talking about it a little bit earlier, but if you haven't played Racing Lagoon, probably one of my favorite games of all times. Also, was kind of like lost to the English world for 20 or so years until like a dedicated group of people went out and put a most insane, perfect English patch for the game. It's a Square Soft game, actually. That is kind of like Pokemon with cars. I just say that because, like, you travel in an overworld. When you bump into people, you do like a quick little race with them. Depending on who wins or loses, you take parts from their car. Yeah, that was really bad. I should have braked earlier there. And he's crushing us again. We're getting destroyed by Wataru. But we're also suffering like really heavily because we didn't bring enough speed through this section. So he's crushing us. Maybe it's actually worth trying to do the automatic too. Maybe that's our problem. Well, I know how to absolutely know how to shift in it, but maybe we'll experience a bit better speed retention if we downshift into lower gears. Although, I mean, we're like maxed out here. I think it's just mostly the speed punishment you get for bouncing the walls, where you don't get like good acceleration. You kind of like lose like all of your acceleration after hitting a wall for a period of time. And you really want to be staying pretty topped out as much as you can, because yeah, coming out of those corners, when you nail it, you get a much better acceleration. All right, he is absolutely gone. We will finish the course though if we can get to the checkpoint in time, just to show off a little bit more of Akina. But yeah, we'll try and run it with a later car. I don't think it's gonna make a terrible difference. Yeah, I guess you really just gotta brake really early. It's tough though. I mean, it's just like real life. There's the checkpoint. We missed it. Oh, okay. Let's wait for the race. I know. Everybody's so much better than me. All right, let's run it back with some other cars. See if we can succeed. Yeah, Wataru, you actually are pretty good in the show. You give Takumi a run for his money. Yada yada. Do you want to save? Sure. So yeah, you can see like they didn't translate this screen. But most of the screens are translated, at least for the menus and stuff like that. It makes it much easier to get around. Long gone are the days when you don't have like any options. Alright, so let's come back to arcade mode. What if it saves our progress? Let's select a new car. I'm doing RX-7. The Classique. We got K-Skaze, Spirit R, and then we have FC3S. These are both FD3Ss. I actually really like the Spirit. I can't remember if that's like the up-tuned or down-tuned version. Mazda Speed maxed out. We'll do the Mazda Speed version. Looking nice and clean. Can we choose our color? Nope. We're gonna be all the vowels again. Sure. We'll try manual. See if that makes us any faster. Let's run it back. I can see, yeah, it does make us restart on our rivals, but we knew where we were. So Akagi, we couldn't even get past. Let's try Keisuke again. We'll go for him like for like Let's see what he was saying this time. So Kenta was complaining about something. He was asking us what we were. This is him saying that I'm from the Red Suns. There have been rumors lately. He's complaining about my FD. The poster is Takahashi K from the... I don't know why he's saying that. Normally I wouldn't battle in my hometown. It's a different story if you say you beat Fujiwara. It's different? What's different? The whole of Gunma is talking about you winning. In any case, there's no point running away from someone with the same FD. Okay, so that's funny. Let me see your skill. So you actually do get slightly different text if you if you're racing in the same car as him, a Mazda RX-7. Like that, little flavor, a little bit of flavor. We got the boys, the brothers. All right. See, ours is a little different. But, all right, so pretty sure... Ooh, listen to that turbo. All right, so we're on manual now. Just got to remember to keep our shifting nice and clean. Oh, yeah. I don't know if it's the... Well, the car definitely is much easier to drive. I will say that. And then... The only thing is I wish I could map the shifting. Maybe I can do it in the controls. It would be nice to do it a little differently, just for the way that it maps. Nope, he's gone again. Although we were keeping with him through those original corners. If I downshift, do we get anything more? No, we're still hitting pretty good. Definitely easier to slide through the corners there, and then... Yeah, with these cars, they really want you to redline them. In the video games. We'll downshift to third, and we'll upshift. Definitely, I might actually just go back to automatic. The thing is with these games, it's like... you're doing so much... so much on the controller. It feels so unnatural to me in such a fast time. Like, I usually when I play, like, Gran Turismo on the controller, I usually play it on my rig nowadays. With either, like, Triptronic shifting or my H shifter if it supports it. Yeah, controllers, and then because right now I'm braking with the gas is A and braking is X on an Xbox controller, so it's a bit awkward in my brain. Yeah, we're definitely doing significantly worse now with the manual transmission. But we've also smacked the wall. Doesn't seem to give you too much of an advantage, if I'm being honest. There we go. That actually was the lock-in kick there. I felt it. All right, sliding through here. I don't know if we're going to catch him. We might actually just need a clutch kick through these corners. I don't know if you get a clutch kick from these. I don't remember, to be honest. We can try it, though. Although we are definitely going to lose speed if we downshift inappropriately. I can't tell if clutch kicking is helping. Let's see. Try one more time up here. Or not, because he beat us. Dang, Keisuke, you're so fast. You're just too fast. So I guess my skill range is like 3 stars under. I love that. I actually do love watching these replays from these old games. Let's try this. Let's back out. I love the car. Let's stick to our guns. Strange automatic styling. You want to save? Sure. Gotta wait through this. Yes, I can overwrite. The favorite of anybody playing PS2 game right into that 8 megabyte memory card. Let's go back to the story mode. I love that car. That was a fun little romp there. Here's the question now. So we have this one in the garage because we saved it. Okay, I'll switch back to automatic transmission. Give me that torque inverter. Yeah, I haven't beat anybody on this one. Let's do, we can do... It'd be so boring. We'll do one on Here. We'll take on the hardest at, what was this? Lucy? Like, this guy I don't even remember. It's like early season 1 or season 2. Just these random people. They race so many people. How was he saying? I'm the one running. I'm Sakamoto. Nice to meet you. It's been a while since I've done it on public roads. Mr. Sakamoto, from my perspective, the FD over there isn't used to battling in the rain. I see. Even who does rally stuff, I'm scared of. I see it's scary, even though I do rallies, I'm honestly scared of rain. If our car is a cappuccino, there's no reason for us to lose. I can't lose that easily. I'm going to be honest with you. If you are driving a cappuccino, which is a K car, and has like 80 horsepower or something like that, I think I am going to beat you with a kind of like maxed out RX-7 with a big old chunky Dorito rotary. Now, you do have the weight advantage. It is downhill. It is raining. And that's usually what they say in the show, is that the weight and all that does it. But in the real world, I don't know, buddy. I don't know. I will say, I actually love the cappuccino and the Honda Beat and forgetting the other. There's another really, really popular K car that you see every once in a while. But they have a K car meet over at like my local drift track here a couple times a year, and boy, are they fun to watch. They are like literal go-karts. They weigh like definitely under 2,000 pounds. Maybe 1,500, something like that. They feel insane. Kind of similar to S2000s. S2000s, they were driven an S2000. They also feel absolutely insane. And this track, you'll notice we're actually doing laps. This is like the first two tracks. There's a nice drift. A little bit of a love tap on the wall. Yeah, these first two tracks are laps. Everything else is kind of downhill styling. That's the advantage of the newer games, is that they have so many tracks in them. They have really great music. They absolutely blow your eardrums out with the speakers in the headrest as you're racing. That was not very smart. He actually may start to catch us here, because that was a pretty bad turn. But we're keeping topped up. But he is definitely gaining on us. We need to get back to max speed. What lap are we on? Okay, so this is the first lap. Yeah, so once we start to get to very, very top speed here, we can keep them off our back. And it's crazy too, because you can see when you're holding for a super long time, you get to way higher speeds, and that's kind of why you lose to the AI at higher difficulties, because they're able to maintain, and he's actually coming close to us right now, they're able to maintain those speeds way better than you are, when they're sitting at like 170, 180 kilometers an hour. So the AI shifts, at least when you're doing like automatic, around 140, or I'm sorry, 150 kilometers an hour. I almost lost it there. I don't know how much rain affects this either, if I'm being honest. They definitely made a comment about it. It feels a little like there, right? Like, I definitely feel a little bit less traction and a little squirrelier. But that seems to be the most of it so far. It doesn't seem to be affecting my braking too much. It looks like I can slide. There we go. Pulling back ahead. Like here, right? I'm going to take a massive penalty, and he's going to, let's see, can we block him? Nope. All right. And he flies ahead, and now I'm facing a massive engine penalty for smacking super hard. Yeah. That's basically how you lose these, is you take a big hit, and then you just cannot reaccelerate, and them having 30, 40. Oh, man, we lost right at the last second. No. Oh, my God. We're terrible. Y'all know you were coming here for Spock mid plays. That's more for the yapping. Yeah, let's do this. I'm trying my best. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. Talk smack. We're just checking out the courses. We're showing the English mod. We're not going to save our failure. Oh, man, it kicked us right out. I wasn't expecting that. All right, let's do one more for the boys. We'll do Iro Hazaka. Where's Seiji? These guys are really funny. They're like right in the beginning of season 4. They come down and they've got some Lancers that got 4-wheel drive and they're super cool. The FT that has been appearing on various mountain passes is here. I came to battle the Emperor. Who's that guy? He's very fun. Okay, that's who Emperor is, yeah. You're going to battle this guy, Kyoko. Go Simulation 3 now. These guys all talking like they're simulation speak. Simulation 3 against a guy like this. Don't underestimate me. This guy can do it. He has something different. Is it that amazing? Well, that's fine. I'll play with you. Running against Emperor on Iro Hazaka? I'll show you that's crazy. Yeah, it makes sense that Iro Hazaka is the most difficult course available in this game, because it is a absolute monster of a track. We raced it in Toge Shikai a few times on the channel. Their rendition's pretty good too. But, yeah, well, I think this is, if I remember correctly, you can do some corner cutting on this, because they do it in the show. But yeah, he's racing a Lancer Evo, which has got that, you know, really strong powertrain going to all the wheels. They do a lot of power sliding as well. Honestly, super freaking cool cars. I love the Lancer Evo. It just sucks that all the Mitsubishis nowadays are a shadow of their former self. All right, here comes the first big turn. We're going to brake early. Yeah, and doesn't really seem to do much for us, unfortunately. And that, oh my gosh. That was absolutely terrible. We'll keep it up because he didn't get too far ahead of us, but we may have thrown our lead here. We should have a bit of an advantage over him just because he's going to be power sliding and we're going to be drifting. I see. So see there how he like turned that corner on an absolute dime? That is kind of what you're trying to do. And actually this is not letting us jump the corners here, which I was trying to do earlier. So he brakes. Okay, I see. It's actually good to chase because we're seeing here. I'm just going to follow in his brake, although he is going much faster than me, so probably not the best idea. Yeah, it seems to be a bit better. I'm going to brake a little bit later than him. I'm going to do a little bit of a Scandinavian flick. I really don't know how much like these earlier games have in terms of mechanics. It seems like you get a bit better grip through the corners when you're at a lower speed, which, like, in real life, duh. But you get, like, a bit more tracking, it seems like. So yeah, that sucks. I was hoping I could jump that one. Yeah. In the new games, you definitely can. You get, like, a warning sign. But yeah, I guess you can't do it in this one. I thought you could. That's a bummer. That's, like, the fun part of the show is when the SW20 jumps the freaking curb. Or jumps the median. And overtakes Takumi. That's, like, the most exciting part of the show, right? So we're still keeping up with him. We have one more split, so we're probably not going to catch him. Maybe we will. If I don't stop hitting the barriers, like right on the edge. Okay, there we go. That one, it lets you do it. So we'll have to remember that. That one will let me overshoot. There we go. Okay, so yeah, it does. It's right at the end, though. Still, a little bit of a bummer, because, yeah, earlier would have been nice to do that. Absolutely impossible. We'll absolutely destroy your car. Alright, maybe we'll catch him here. We're through most of the craziness of Iro. But yeah, didn't brake early enough there. Didn't brake early enough there. We gotta take him. We gotta get him. We gotta get him. Alright. There it is. There it is. Oh, yes. Come on. Come on. There it is. We're racing. We're winning. We're winning. And this is the end right here. Couple more turns. We're pulling ahead still. There it is. And that's all she wrote. See? Just cement that in your mind as the reminiscent of my most performance. So yeah, it seems like I can do up to 4 stars. I can win. Or 4 stars away from the top, but some of the other ones are pretty tough. Pretty tough. All right, so let's do one more. Having an absolute blast. I love playing these games, man. Ooh, new wheels. Very nice. And I think the only track we didn't race, so he's slapping him because Simulation 3 didn't work. I don't know what that means. I don't really explain it in the show. These guys are pretty funny. Yeah, your Hazak on this is tough as heck. Very, very narrow. Million hairpins. Let's Where is Shingo? I don't want to raise baby Takumi. That doesn't seem very, very fun. Alright, we're just gonna power through this. Shingo is just gonna be very, very rude and try and make us kill ourselves by taping our... I think he's the one who wants to do the death... what do they call it? The tape death match or something like that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's him where he makes Takumi tape his hand to the wheel. They can only use one hand at a time. Wonder if that's what he's talking about here. So yeah, this is another oval track. It's pretty short, and yeah, it's definitely the way to kind of learn the controls. With all these games, they're a little slidey, especially because like the way. I'm gonna say this, but I don't know. I don't know if it's 100% true. I think. Yeah, now that I'm saying, I don't think it is. So I'm probably just gonna refrain from saying. But I know in a lot of arcade games they have the concept of like your turning is just like on or off. But man, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like we have a little bit of a levity in it. Maybe it's because it's it's a port of the game. But yeah, see, even on this, we're just too fast. Shingo doesn't know. I am curious, though, if it becomes easier for... I don't know what the parts do for your upgrades. I'm curious if you kind of got to grind out the lower arcade with a car to take on the higher ones. That's our first lap, 1:08. You love to see it. And yeah, this is just straight sailing. Yeah, there's no fun to be had here, man. You gotta be racing at the limit. You gotta be losing, otherwise, you know what I mean? How do you learn? Still looks so good, in my opinion, for a game of this era. Yeah, there it is. These games always upscale super well. And, yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of the show, or just a fan of, you know, Japanese domestic market cars, what's there to go wrong? I do love that they have like all the Honda, Suzuki, like all the manufacturer signs along the side of the course. Although now I'm looking at it like, how do we get out of here? Is there any off-roads? Are we just like, if you're on this, are you just on this track for the rest of your life? Okay, I see that. Okay, so that is how we would get on. I'm glad they have that there. Because otherwise I'm like, what's the point of this track? There's no stores. We're just going around the lake, man. Man, Shingo didn't even know what hit him. He didn't realize the Spirit R was going to come through here and just tear him up. Much like I didn't realize that Keisuke was going to absolutely tear me up. But actually, we should have done more racing in the Spirit R or in the FD, because it's a lot smoother. That's my only problem with, and I talked about this in my Toge Shikai episodes, is, yeah, like, I struggle so hard to drive the FD in that game. I've actually heard that the grip models and the force feedback for wheels has gone to the point where it's like really good, and a lot of like you can go watch what do you call it? They do like clan battles and stuff online. You can go and watch those streams, and I think a lot of people race with the wheel now, but I haven't tried it out. I really want to. It's in my future. But I think we're going to call it there, y'all. This has been just a little chill holodeck hour, checking out the English translation of Initial D battle stage for the PlayStation 2. You can find it at your local internet dealer somewhere out there, and it's a pretty fun romp. It's pretty fun to go and play this game and not have to be translated on all the menus. You still obviously got to translate the cutscenes if you care about that, but with a lot of the stuff, it's usually just guys talking crap, and, you know, Nothing of major consequence with what they're saying anyways. You still get like the drift of it through their facial expressions drawn on. As always, if you enjoyed today's content, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing the video, interacting with it, all that good stuff helps the algorithm a great deal. And I appreciate it as well. Keep on drifting out there. Keep on enjoying some of that car stuff, y'all. And hopefully, we'll bump into each other on the roads one day. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.